Hello everyone, welcome to this video lecture. In this lecture, we are going to see handling form data in PHP. Here we are having super global variables. There are list of super global variables, global server, request, post, get, file, cookie, session, right? So among this, the very frequently used super global variables we are going to see here, which is request, post and get. Okay, the first super global variable is get we are going to see. If we use get method in the form tag to pass the data, we can find the data in the server using get array. We have to pass key to this array for accessing the specific data, and key can be name attribute of tag. Here is an example. I use the form tag to wrap the data into the form tag, because only the data which is wrapped inside the form tag can be visible in the browser, right? Those data only can be sent to the another file, right? So now form I use the method is equal to get, and action I used the file name where it's supposed to be directed these datas, that is department.php I used, and then I have the control here text field where the value is accountant and the name of this control is designation, right? So how I can retrieve this text field information in the server side? Since I use the method called get, so I may have to use a get array. For the array, I must pass the key, the name attribute of the tag. So here get array I used, and then the name attribute of the tag is designation. That's what I used here. Okay, you can see here $_get. So this is how the get array variable has to be specified. This is a super global variable. So we must use underscore here, and it must be in capital letter. It's a built-in term. And then for this array, as a key, we are passing the name value of the particular control we are passing here. Okay, if it is normal variable, we just write a dollar and the variable name. It's a super global variable and it is a built-in variable. It has to be written $_ and then in capital letter, the get or post has to be returned. Okay, the next method we have post. Okay, it's not a global variable we have, that is post. If we use post method in the form tag to pass data, we can find the data in the server using post array. We have to pass key to this array for accessing the specific data, and key can be name attribute of tag. Here same example is there, but the method is post. So we retrieve the data in the server side using post array. The next method we have request. When you use a request variable, this variable with the content of get and post and cookie variable can be used. Whether you use get or post method in the form of or in the form tag to pass the data, we can find the data in the server using request array. You can see here is an example. Form method I specified as get. In the previous example, we have seen that whenever we specify the form method is equal to get, we use get array in the server side to retrieve the value. Okay, it's not only the get array, you can also use the request array. That's what it says here. Either get method or post method. For both the method, you can use request array in the server side to retrieve the data. Let's see example here, how to access text field and the text field in server side. As usual, we have written HTML file here where the title is handling form, and then here I'm expecting the login credential, that is username and password. Username I use the text control and password I use the password control, and the name of these controls are username and password. And then these data are wrapped in the form tag where I told the method is get and the action is textfield.php, which is nothing but using get method we are passing these data to the file textfield.php. Okay, so now the textfield.php is going to execute in the server side. So how we can retrieve this username and password information in this textfield.php file. So here is a file where I have written, I use a get array because here I told the method as get, right? So see the control name, username and password. So here using get array, I'm retrieving username and password, right? Because for the get array, we have to pass the key as a name attribute of the particular control. So here username and password I'm using, and then this is how I retrieve the value using get method, and then here I'm storing those values and I'm displaying it here. Let's see how it's executing. My XAMPP is on. So now accessing text field. Okay, so my first you may have to start with the HTML file. Remember that both HTML and PHP files should be there inside htdocs folder only. Okay, so now I'll give the username as admin and password I'm giving as 1234. I gave password. Okay, let's see how it's coming. Submit. See, you can make out here. As I expected, it is displaying here. It's retrieved, username is retrieved and the password is retrieved and it is displaying as like this. Okay, let's see now checkbox values, how it can be retrieved. Here I have checkboxes, about 4 checkboxes I have. It's talking about the location. It has got a different names, location 1, location 2, location 3, location 4. Different names are there and the values without fail you may have to specify, right? Only these values are retrieved over there. And then these are the labels I have given here. So checkbox is ready and you must have a submit button because when you click on the submit only, the form data will be sent to the specified file. So all these checkboxes are there. One submit button is there. I'm using the method called post. And then here I'm having the action where it's supposed to be retrieved, that is checkbox.php. This file it's supposed to be retrieved. Okay, let's see how the checkbox.php file can be accessed. I use the method called post. So either I must use the post array or request array, right? So I'll be coming here. Okay, now here I'll show you, I commented here, I'll show you what is the problem. I'll do one thing, I'll just disable these things, I'll comment it. Okay, I had comment all these statements. Now I'll just keep it open, these informations. So same like previous example, here we are trying to retrieve all the location details, right? All the location details we are trying to retrieve but using request method. You can use post because the method default you specified here post. So here either you can use post or request, but I am using request since either get or post method I can use request array, right? So here what it says, this will create a problem if you do not select all the options. Okay, what we are trying to say here, location 1 value retrieve and display, location 2 value retrieve and display, location 3 value retrieve and display. This is what we are telling here. Let's see how it's executing first. So let me go to browser and I'll execute this accessing checkbox. This is okay, this is my file. Okay, here I'm selecting only Bangalore and I'm submitting. Okay, fine. I think I have not saved this. Yes, I did not save. I saved this. Let me come back. I'll refresh. Bangalore, submit. What it says, first option I selected, so it is displaying. Next, second, third, fourth option I have not selected. So it says undefined index. Why it says this? Here, I told here retrieve location 1 value, retrieve location 2 value, right? So likewise I told even 3 and 4 also, right? But I did not tell here whether the value is there. Check if the value is there, you retrieve. I have not told. I just randomly told retrieve location 1 value, retrieve location 2 value and retrieve location 3 and 4 value. But here when it's trying to retrieve, it's not finding any value here. That's how this error comes. In case if you select all the options, there will not be any error because every option is going to have a value, right? If you choose any one, it will be the problem. That's how this, you have to solve it, this problem using is set method. Just nothing but you can see here, isSet function is used to check an array has element or not. Okay, using isSet method, you can check whether the array has element or not. Okay, before that, let's see once again the same problem. See, now I'll select Pune as no, okay, I will not select Pune, I'll select Delhi and I'll submit. You can see first and the last value is appearing, the middle values are not appearing because we have not selected there, right? In case if I select all the options, again it will not show any error. See, it will not show error because every option has a value. So now how to solve this? I'll comment these values, these statements I'm commenting here. Okay, I commented here. Now I'll remove this comment from here. Okay, I removed. Let me save this. Okay, here you can see isSet function is used to check an array has element or not. But what we are doing here, same request array we are using to retrieve the value in the location 1, and that we are passing to isSet method. Okay, isSet method will verify whether this array has value or not. If it has value, it will return true. If the value is true, the echo statement is going to execute, that is true block statement is going to execute. So we are using if condition here. Okay, same way location 2, location 3 and location 4 we are using. If the value is existing, we are trying to display the value. Let's see how it's executing now. I'll go back, refresh, I'll select Pune and Mumbai, right? I'll submit. You can see here only the selected values are appearing because what happened? The first value was selected and the third value was selected, right? First and third one was selected. So first value, yes, the value is set, so it's displaying. Second one, value is not set, so it will become false and it will not execute the true block statement, right? So likewise, all the options are verified. Where there is a value, the echo statement will execute. That means the true block statement will execute. So I hope you understood how the checkbox is working. So do one thing, pause the video here and type the code and try to execute and find out how it's working. Okay, even the text field also, type the code and execute and see. Then you proceed the next step. Okay, next we have radio button, how to access the value. For the radio button, again, I have the option called the gender, male and female. I specified the value. Here the name of the control must be same. Otherwise, both options you may able to select, right? So I have given the name as gender. So any one option maybe I may able to select it. Type I have given as radio. Submit button is there. These all wrapped in the form tag. And then the action I told it should go to radio.php. The method is post I said. So here I can use either request array or post array. Let's see the PHP file here. Okay, the PHP file again the same way. If you fail to select, if you give just like that echo request gender, if you fail to select, okay, if you fail to select, it will give a error. So to avoid that, we are using isSet method. So isSet method we are using and we are retrieving the gender value. In case if you have selected the gender value, then it's going to display the value, right? Otherwise, it will not display. So let us execute and see here. Okay, I'll go back to the program, accessing radio button. Okay, now two options are there. I'll select one and I'll submit. You can see you are selected. You selected female, right? So this is how the radio button will work. So remember, without fail you must use isSet. Otherwise, you have to select all the options. It will lead. Otherwise, it will give an error message saying that undefined value. Okay. Okay, we have here accessing a drop down list. Already we have seen this same program in HTML as well. So here again I wrap the drop down list within the form tag, and then I have told the action it should go to dropdown list.php file. I hope you remember PHP file and HTML file both must be in the htdocs folder only. Okay, then I use the method called post, and then here the drop down list is designed. That is drop down list name is course underscore choice, and I use a square bracket. I told that already. If you are failed to give the square bracket, you may able to select only one data, right? Even though you may allow to select multiple data, the last data only one value will appear. So I wanted to have multiple data, so I use the property called multiple here, and I said that it should display at the time 5 items. Okay, that's what I told. Here it's talking about which course you wanted to register, and then I have a submit button here, right? So when you click on the submit button, all this form data will be sent to dropdown list.php file using post method. Okay, let's see how we can retrieve this information. So is set without file you have to use, and request course choice, that is the name of the control. Square bracket you're not supposed to use. This is to say list of values to collect it. Course choice is the name of this control. So that's what I'm saying here. And then using for each, because we are having multiple datas, right? So using for each, the array name directly you can specify request dot course choice. You can specify as the value you can specify any value you can specify, any variable name, and then that variable name we are displaying it here. Let us execute and see here. I'll go back, accessing drop down list. Okay, I selected web programming and press control and then select the next option RDBMS and submit here. You get to see all the datas, right? I hope you understood how the drop-down list can be accessed. So these are the different controls or the form data, how it can be accessed in PHP. Thank you for watching.